Welcome. I am Professor Meg Downey with Bellevue College. Today, we are going to learn about corporate social responsibility, or CSR. It is a broad business concept that can take many forms depending on the company or the industry. The term corporate social responsibility refers to practices and policies undertaken by corporations that are intended to have a positive influence on the world. Through CSR programs, philanthropy, and volunteer efforts, businesses can benefit society while boosting their brands. Examples of common CSR objectives include minimizing environmental impact, promoting volunteerism, and donating to charity. Today's CSR programs have their roots in the corporate philanthropy of the Carnegies and the Rockefellers. The term was coined by Howard Bowen, an economist, in his 1953 book entitled Social Responsibilities of the Businessman. CSR truly began to take hold in the U.S. in the 1970s when the concept of a social contract between businesses and society was declared by the Committee for Economic Development. As important as CSR is for the community, it is equally valuable for a company. CSR activities can help forge a stronger bond between employees and corporations. It can boost morale, and it can help both employees and employers feel more connected to the world around them. For a company to be socially responsible, it first needs to be accountable to itself as well as its shareholders. CSR is typically a strategy that's implemented by larger corporations, but any size corporation can have a CSR initiative. CSR allows businesses, large and small, to enact positive change. It really is when companies choose to do what's right, not just for their bottom line, but also to build consumer trust. Some of the most common examples of CSR include reducing carbon footprints, improving labor policies, participating in fair trade, diversity, equity, and inclusion, corporate policies that benefit the environment, socially and environmentally conscious investments. Now that you have a better understanding of CSR, I challenge you to learn more about companies that have robust CSR initiatives.